You ready? It's the second last day. Hello, it is day 11 of our 12 days of crochet. Let's open box 11 and see what we're making today. So your hint for day 11 was that Australians do not ride these. So let's see how many of you got it correct. What do you guys think of my boxes, by the way? Spent a whole day making these. So it looks like today we are making a tiny kangaroo. Right, let's get into it. Okay, so to make our Christmas kangaroo, you're going to need 8 ply 100% acrylic yarn in one colour, as well as a small amount of white and a small amount of black to add the details to his face. You're also going to need a pair of 9mm safety eyes, your 3.5mm hook, pins and needles, scissors, and some stuffing. You may also find it helpful to keep some stitch markers or some bobby pins handy. Okay, so today we are going to start by making our kangaroo's legs. So start by working a magic ring of 6. You can then go ahead and work up the next 6 rows of the legs, bringing us up to row 8. Now in row 8 we are going to work a decrease, 2 single crochet, and then a single crochet 3 together, which is just an extended decrease, and I do the invisible variant. And what that means is I insert my hook through the front loops of the next 3 stitches, yarn over and pull up a loop through all 3, then yarn over and complete my decrease. Then we finish the round with 2 single crochet and another decrease. Our final row is a decrease and then 5 single crochet. So you'll note that I'm not stuffing this piece at all. And finish off. Cute little stocking shape. So we are left with a little opening at the top of the piece, which we will just weave that remaining piece of yarn through the front loops of all 6 stitches and pull tight to close, and just weave that down into the foot. And you are going to want to make 2 of them. Pop those to one side, we'll be sewing them on at the end. So now on to making our main kangaroo. So we start with a magic ring of 6, and you can go ahead and work up the first 6 rows. So we're just going to work row 7, which is 6 single crochet across the top of the head. Then we're going to single crochet 3 together, just like we did on the legs. 2 single crochet under the chin, then single crochet 3 together, and finish the row with 1 single crochet. So that gets us back down to 11 stitches around, and in the next round we're going to create his ears. So we're going to start with a single crochet, just to get us to where we want the first ear to be positioned. Now if you look straight down at your stitch, you'll note that we have 2 loops, and normally you work through both, but for these ears you're going to work only in the front loop of the next stitch, and into it we're going to put a single crochet, a double crochet, chain 2 very tightly, then another double crochet, and another single crochet. So that is his first ear. We're going to fold it forward, and grabbing a bobby pin or a stitch marker, just mark the back loop, because we will need that for the next row. We're then going to work 2 single crochet across his forehead, and then repeat the ear in the next front loop. Single crochet, double crochet, chain 2 tightly, double crochet, and single crochet. There is his second ear. Fold it forward, and again just mark that back loop. We're then going to finish that row by working a single crochet, 4 increases along the bottom jaw, and then a single crochet to finish the round. So he's looking a little doofy at this point, but don't worry, our next row is going to help sort of refine those ears a little bit. Before we do that, however, we do need to stop and insert our eyes at this point. So grab your eyes, and for this little kangaroo they go into row 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Move the eyes around until you're happy with them. I position mine basically in the middle of each side of the head. And there's 4 to 5 stitches between them. So I'm happy with those. So I'm just going to snap my backs on now. So now we're going to continue on and work row 9. So row 9 starts with a decrease. So the first stitch of that decrease is the next stitch in our round, but the second stitch of that decrease is our back loop behind that first ear. You can now remove that stitch marker. We're then going to work 2 single crochet, and those are the 2 single crochet between the ears. So you may have to twist your work around to get your hook into it. Then we're going to work another decrease, and this time the first stitch of the decrease is our marked back loop. And the second stitch is the first single crochet after the ear. And once again, we can remove that stitch marker. So with that done, we're just going to finish off our row by working 2 single crochet, 4 increases, and then 3 single crochet back to our starting point. And there we are at the end of row 9. So for row 10, we're going to work a single crochet 3 together, and then a decrease, 3 single crochet, and then 3 repeats of an increase and a single crochet around his front. Then we have just 1 single crochet and 1 decrease to finish the row. So in row 11, we're going to form his front paws. So we start by working a decrease and then 5 single crochet to get around to where we want the paws to be. So we're then going to work a 5 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. So we work that by yarning over our hook, inserting it into the stitch, yarning over and pulling up a loop, then yarning over and pulling through the first 2 loops on our hook. So that's kind of our double crochet stub, and you're going to work 4 more of those into the same stitch, and each one will add a new loop onto your hook. Like so. So you'll see that by the end of it, you should have 6 loops on your hook. You're then going to yarn over and pull through all 6, and then chain 1 to lock it into place. So there is his first paw, and then we're going to work 2 single crochet, and then a second 5 double crochet cluster to form his second paw. Like so. We're then going to finish the round by working 5 single crochet. So there we are at the end of row 11. So for row 12, we start working some of our stitches as half double crochets, and that's because a half double crochet is slightly longer than a single crochet, which helps curve this piece into position. So the row starts with 5 half double crochets. We then work 1 single crochet into the last stitch before the cluster, and then 1 single crochet into the cluster itself. We're then going to work a decrease into the 2 stitches between the 2 paws, and then a single crochet into the second cluster, a single crochet into the first stitch after the cluster, and be careful not to miss a stitch there, and then 4 half double crochet back to our starting point. So there we are at the end of row 12, and you should have 14 stitches in your round at this point. So you should go ahead and work row 13 and row 14. Now over the next 2 rows, we are going to build his pouch. We start by working 8 half double crochet across the top, then 3 single crochet down the side, and then we're going to work 6 front post single crochet, which means we're going to be working our single crochets around the post of the stitch by working our hook from the front of the piece back to the front of the piece. There's our first one, and we're going to work 5 more. So then we're swapping back to working through the loops, and we're going to work 4 single crochet, and then a half double crochet to finish our round. So that row laid the foundation for our pouch, and in the next row we're going to lock it in. So we start once again with 8 half double crochet, then we work a single crochet and a decrease, and then we're going to work 6 back post single crochet. So once again we're working around the post, but this time we're going to insert our hook from the back of the stitch back to the back of the stitch. Like so. So what you should be able to see there is this nice pronounced ridge along the front of our kangaroo that confirms that she's a doe. Then we just need to finish our row, and we do that by working a decrease, and then 3 single crochet. So at this point we are going to stop and stuff, making sure that we get stuffing all the way to the tip of the nose. And from here on out in the project, you can stuff as you go. At this point, you can go ahead and work up the next 9 rows of your kangaroo down to the tip of its tail. So there we are at the end of row 25, and we're going to finish off. Just like with the legs, use your remaining yarn to close off the little opening. And tuck that end away inside. We are then going to use a little bit of white to stitch on the whites of his eyes. And then a little bit of black to stitch a Y on the end of his nose. And you can use your stitches to help you space this evenly. Tuck any ends away. And finally, grab your back legs. You are going to want to center your legs between the front paw and the tip of the tail. So that I then just add 1 pin and pivot it until the flat of the foot is level with the tip of the tail. That's going to help your kangaroo stand up. So chuck a couple of pins in there and do the same thing on the other side. To test that he is stable, then we're just going to sew those legs on. And there we go. You get to be taller than all the rest. So that's it for today. Tomorrow is our last day. And I hope to see you there for the grand finale. Your hint for what's in this box is that this creature tries to become big and round when threatened, leading to its odd nickname. So I hope to see you back here tomorrow, where we'll open the final box. Okay, bye.